We are back. We told y'all we gonna keep it going.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, it is playoff time, and hey, it's time for the stars to show out. But hey man, welcome to another edition of Beyond the Arc,
yes,
man.
Sir.
You
Yes,
know
sir.
what it is. You already know it's your boy Zilla, man. I got my boy Mr. Analytics himself with me.
Jason here, man.
Come on, man.
You know what we're doing.
Hey, another week of NBA action, some great games, some great finishes, and as we see, we saw some movement and the playoff matchups and the play-in is all set. Let's get right into it.
A great way to end the season, you know, having every team play.
Yeah.
And we had a couple bangers. I want to start out with your team because to me, this is just fresh off the mind.
Wow. Wow.
Originally, first of all, if you weren't watching, no Tatum, no Brown,
none of our starters played.
No,
yeah.
The Celtics, they essentially threw the game. They didn't really care about winning.
Yeah.
And
Two seeds already locked in. Pretty much just rested everybody.
They had it.
Yeah.
And then they were still beating the mess out of the Magic for
the
majority of the game.
I think they were up almost 20 at one point.
Yeah. Now towards the end, the actual fully healthy almost Orlando Magic team did make a push.
They are healthy, which Franz did, which made it worse. Franz got injured again. Yeah. And they lost to essentially, without joking, the Celtics G League team.
Yeah, basically.
Which if they would have won that game, instead of them going to Philly tomorrow, Philly would have been coming to them tomorrow.
Yeah. So for the Magic, this was a higher stakes game because in a winner go home situation, you would always rather be at home, and they just didn't come out.
Yeah. On top of that, I already say France got hurt again. Magic fans, it ain't looking pretty.
It's over. I don't think that's a team that comes out of the play-in this year, but this is something we'll see probably in the offseason. We'll hear more about.
So you're taking Philly to play us in the first round?
Oh yeah.
Not that it matters, but not that it matters, but
we'll see if a healthy Joel Embiid is there. It could be the difference. Interesting.
I think Embiid's going to be out. He's getting surgery,
but it's like just appendix, right? So I don't know if because my little brother had got that not too long ago, and I mean like he's all good. So I don't think there's nothing too unless it actually happens. Then I think it could be like life threatening, but. It's something that's like a simple procedure. He just got to rest and heal. And I don't know when he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's not going to be available for the play-in. I know that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I think that could be the difference in a series just because he's that talented of a player and y'all don't necessarily have a big stopper. But that would be y'all's only fault. Any other way, if he even missed 1 or 2 games, Celtics going to take that series.
Yeah.
But to recap more, had a couple other games out there. The Clippers lock in their spot, beating the Warriors. Taking a look at the standings, where are they at right now?
They will play the Warriors. That's the 9. Yeah, that's the 9.
They got the home right by winning.
Yeah, they're the 9. The Warriors will be 10.
So and Steph I think is healthy, so he
Steph Curry will be there.
But we both are probably still taking the Clippers in this.
And Clippers winning that game with no Kawhi too. Put that note in there.
Yeah.
With no Kawhi, which I'm pretty sure Kawhi will play for the play, and that's probably why he sat out that game.
You know how you do.
No.
Can't play too much. But shout out my boy Kawhi. What else we had?
They saying no OT with no back-to-backs tonight.
Never.
But nah.
We also had another classic between the Nuggets and the Spurs, man.
Oh man, that was. I mean, it was so crazy when you looked at the teams because pretty much everybody on the Nuggets but Jokic was out. It was essentially Jokic and friends versus the Spurs just no Wemby.
But typically, when we see Jokic at his best, that is how it is. When he has to do it all on his own, that's when he won his MVPs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I have to give I'm gonna give the Spurs credit because even without Wemby on, but their starters showed up to play. I mean, Dylan Harper was playing pretty good. Vassell them, but they was hooping. Like they kept it. The Spurs got up a little bit, but they made it close.
And shout out to their coach Mitch Johnson because of that. We'll touch on some of that later.
Yeah.
But the Spurs, they're more than just a talented team. They're a team that executes. Like they're very similar to what we saw with OKC last year. A lot of people was like, well, where's the playoff experience? They're too young. But it's like the coach knows what he's doing, and that's the same case for the Spurs. He knows how to put his guys in the right spot and get them to succeed. So it don't really matter if they have experience or not. To me, it's the same with the Celtics. That's why a lot of y'all's players, like you said, the G League team, can still compete because they're being put in the right spots to do things. So I like seeing those good teams.
And I do want to give the Nuggets credit because remember, their playoff spot was locked in. But remember who they were playing, that wasn't final yet.
Right.
And the Lakers took care of their business, so the Lakers are sitting there watching them like, okay, what the Nuggets are gonna do? Because if y'all lose, we get that 3 spot. We get a slightly injured, kind of beat up Timberwolves team, which they still have Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
And Anthony Edwards is a playoff performer.
Because that's what I was about to say. Almost, if I'm the Lakers, I would.
You would have wanted that rematch
against Minnesota. Or who
yeah.
you saying? I think I'd rather see the Rockets.
But I think I see what you're saying. But I think for the Nuggets' sake, they would rather have seen the Timberwolves.
I was saying from the Lakers.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But even then, you think that too? Because the Rockets have no. I'm sorry, the Rockets have no excuse to lose this series. And if it's just LeBron, I'll put it like that.
And I'm gonna tell you, I do have Houston winning the series.
Yeah.
But I was just saying from the Lakers. I mean, like either way, I'm thinking the Lakers are gonna lose.
Yeah.
I think we'd see what we saw before. Anthony Edwards might come out and sweep them. In playoff time, he really raises his play, like he'll turns it up. He'll get 44 times in a row if he got to, bro. I know he will. KD, I can't really say the same thing. I do expect him to win the series, but I just think it'll be more of a series.
His legacy on the line. He better. That boy, legacy on the line.
Man, I don't know. What is KD's legacy at this point, man?
But I mean, like I said, he's still a 2-time champion. People. My thing is, if you can't beat LeBron and friends technically, with the talented team, even with the injuries the Rockets got, they still have the talent factor.
They have their main guys.
Yes,
they have their main guys.
And if you can't get it done with that, it's like, what else do you need?
Because. Yeah, at this point it was.
And it's gonna. I ain't gonna cut you off. It's gonna give Steph Curry fans more ammunition, because Curry got his.
Yeah,
he got his.
Yeah,
you can't take it. He got his.
It's like what did we didn't even need KD, because then after KD left Steph, he went to Brooklyn. It didn't work out. He went to Phoenix and oh my God, it was terrible. Now he's in Houston and still can't get it done. And the older you get, the less of a chance you have at this point. If you're Kevin Durant, but. I mean, I think that's the value in finding your place, though. In being Devin Booker and playing 12, 15 years for the same team, because it don't really matter if you... Like, KD won 2 championships and people still don't value or respect it like they respect Devin Booker.
And Devin Booker also went to a finals.
Right. But even then, that being his really greatest achievement, that in a 70-point game, it's like Devin Booker is the GOAT of the Suns' history. But, so I think that's the value in really... finding a home and building a legacy.
That's debatable.
You know what I'm saying?
That is debatable.
Who would be?
Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs in a league with Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and LeBron James.
I just think.
But I get it.
The Phoenix Suns haven't really seen a level of success outside of Devin Booker. Even when Steve Nash was on that team, they never went to the finals because
which is true. And I won't argue that. I will give you that too. But I do think it is arguable just because of what Steve Nash did.
I get what you're saying.
What it is. Yeah.
I guess just the reason.
But I think when it's all said and done, Devin Booker could definitely be that.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Because he'll probably pass him in points. So
I think he's the all-time scorer.
Oh yeah, he should be. Yeah,
I think he's the all-time scorer.
Because Nash did. He started in Phoenix. He won all that. Then when when he went with Dirk, that's when he really
picked it back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'll watch a Mark Cuban talk about that the other day.
It's great to think about that 2000s era of basketball sometimes. That's one thing.
It's amazing.
It's like our podcast, I don't feel like we get to a lot.
It's like even though we were kids, bro, we were still watching it. Like,
right.
I used to watch basketball with my dad.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't even the biggest basketball fan growing up, but even if you play 2K or watching the commercials, you know all the players and stuff, and that's how you get influenced by that stuff. And man, I remember
my dad's so ready for the playoffs. My dad likes the Spurs. My dad is so ready for the playoffs.
Hey, I'm a Heat fan, but I like the Spurs for the playoffs too.
I'm talking about he got his Tim Duncan jersey in the closet. Like he is ready.
It's time to do it, man.
Dad, if you're seeing this, between y'all and the Thunder, I don't know who I just don't know. But yeah,
I got you, man. I got you.
But he definitely he got his for sure pick though.
I got you.
But yeah.
But let's get into any more games you want to recap over last night.
No. I just want to start.
Well, last one, the Heat did beat the Hawks.
Yes, they did.
It didn't mean nothing. We're still 10. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
And our win helped the Raptors.
Because they play Cleveland now instead of the Knicks, right?
Yeah. And no, it kept them out of the play-in too.
The Raptors, but they're at 5.
Well, it's something we did help them.
Who did y'all beat?
Because they're fake. We beat
the Magic.
We beat the Magic.
Oh,
because they were
I
saying
see.
thank you Celtics fans. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
for what?
if the Magic would have won, then they would have been tied with the Raptors, and I'm assuming the Magic probably had the tiebreaker, and so the Raptors would have fell to the play-in. But because y'all beat them, Raptors edged them out by 1. So that's probably what happened there.
Wow. Even worse. Magic fans, it's just stacking. It's just stacking. Like, good God. At this point, just clone Shaq. Like, at this point, good God.
Get another Dwight in there,
Like,
just something.
Clone him or Penny or somebody, because it is bad. Like, I just don't understand how they did that. Like,
the Magic, we could go into a deep dive on them, man, because for a while, it's just like, we thought that things were coming up. They were piecing things together here and there. And then you got to the finished product, and it's like, what the hell is this?
What is this? Like, we're expecting y'all to be competing, in the East.
That's what I'm saying. You got the number 1 pick. You got your Paolo Banchero. You got your co-star, Franz Wagner. You done developed some good pieces. You drafted Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black and brought them up in this system. Mo Wagner, really good player for them. So, y'all got...
Like, the Pistons...
The coach.
The Pistons in Toronto peaked early than y'all.
And to me, all 3 of those teams went through the same rebuild.
Yes, they were around the same area at one point.
To me, it's the same thing that I think, and maybe this might be crazy because they're a playoff team right now. Yeah. I think the Hawks might be headed toward that direction with Jalen Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
But what's crazy is, I just said right now the Hawks are better than the Magic.
And they're ahead of them in the standings.
I don't know, bro.
And they don't got to play tomorrow.
I don't know, bro.
So yeah. But I want to preview some of these series, man. Well, without the play-in. But
yeah, because
some of these
got to wait on that.
Yeah. Do you want to start out East or West?
Let's start out East because these ones are usually more clear and we can figure them out real quick. So the ones we've got locked in, we'll start with 4 or 5, like we said. Cavs versus Raptors.
I think it will be competitive, but
you got your Raptors jersey on now, so
yeah. But I'm not picking them though. I'm not.
You don't like Scotty?
I expect the Cavs are in win now mode, and this is their chance to show me that you're in win now mode.
This is their
go out there and handle your business. You got Donovan Mitchell, who, like I said, in the playoffs, he's turned it up in the playoffs before. He's a good playoff performer.
He is,
and he got the help. He got a vet in James Harden, who has made the team better, in my opinion. He has made
and. His reputation is not to be a great playoff performer, but he gives you those games.
Yeah.
If Donovan Mitchell ain't there, James Harden can give you one.
Yeah. And then even in this case, James Harden don't have to be number 1 because Donovan Mitchell's going to go get his.
Right.
He just got to facilitate.
He just got to be
he about to turn Jared Allen into Shaq. So it's like.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we get one 43-point performance out of James Harden in this series.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a moment where he got to take over and show, hey, I'm still James Harden.
Yeah, it happens every now and then. But to me, that's like why you said I'm agreeing with you. Cavs are probably winning this series.
Yeah.
The Raptors don't have that guy to go to. As good as Scotty is, he might be a...
But I think because the Raptors play real good at home, if they could get one in Cleveland, it'll get interesting. I think it goes 6.
It could go 6. I just think the playoffs require one of those guys.
Yeah, I feel like it goes 6 and just Donovan Mitchell takes over game 6 and just, hey, let's get out of here.
I like that. We'll rock with that.
Yeah.
The other matchup we've got out East, at least so far, Knicks, Hawks at 3-6. This one's a little more one-sided because one of these teams is a supposed contender. But they had that stigma to them to where...
This is going to be my first round upset.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think the Hawks take this 7.
Oh! And you think they win?
Mm-hmm.
Mac,
I think the Knicks are on, and I know Knicks fans are gonna kill me. I know Knicks fans are gonna kill me. I think the Knicks are on the brink of imploding. I think it just takes one. You know the joke, the Knicks will nick.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm gonna stick with my pick. I'm not gonna chicken out. I'm gonna pick Hawks.
Ride it out.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks experience takeover.
How do you mean? Like
if I don't want to say it, but the lights get too bright for the Hawks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We've definitely seen it happen before. And because that's what I was about to get to, is like, if Trae Young was still on this team, I would be so much more in favor of that pick.
Yeah.
Because, like, that goes back to what I was saying. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
This is maybe a chance for Jalen Johnson to show if he's one of
Because
those
remember,
guys.
still, and another thing with my pick is they are one of the hottest teams right now.
Yeah, they were just the 10th seed not too long ago, so they've been streaking, and that is more than Jalen Johnson. That's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's them figuring everything out and being able to score the basketball outside of just one guy creating the whole show like it has been for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So if we can see some sort of takeover, man, you might be right.
And another thing with the Knicks bench hasn't been, there's been a lot of things going on with that. Mikal Bridges hasn't been playing his best. And, in those moments, the Knicks thrive well when their when their role players are playing great.
To me, this is very similar to last year when I think the Knicks still were the 3 seed and they saw the 6-seeded Pistons. And that series went 6, and the Pistons, they fought really hard, man. But to me, Jalen Brunson is that guy. He got it done. I think he's probably gonna get it done against the Hawks.
Yeah, like I said, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I am gonna stick with my Hawks pick. I think the Hawks could pull off an upset if they could take it the distance.
I like to see. I'd like to see. I was
for this series. Game 1 and 2 is really gonna.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna set the tone.
Oh yeah, because the Knicks are known for doing things like that. They'll come out thinking, okay, we're the clear favorites in this. We have the best player, and then they'll let Nickeil Alexander-Walker bang 2 threes right out the gate, and all of a sudden. Now he's hot. Yeah. Jalen Johnson's dunking it.
Or there's a game where Cat might go cold.
And he does
and can't nobody else score. And then, that's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. I think that's going to be the most interesting series to me.
But that one of the most. The Knicks are a problem, too, because like you mentioned, Cat, I think it's more, there's a lot of mindset. The Hawks, they go on that 6-8-0 run to start the game. That's how you end up with a 20, 30-point loss because the Knicks don't feel like one of those teams that's like they built for it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I'm still gonna pick them though.
Okay.
I'm still gonna pick them.
Most definitely.
Let's hop out west.
Oh yeah.
You want to get into the 3-6 or the 4-5?
We'll start with a 3-6.
3-6 out here. We've got the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. Like you said, not fully healthy on the Timberwolves end.
Really neither.
Yeah, that
really
is true
neither.
For the Nuggets as
and
well.
That's why I think this series goes 7.
I mean, I was gonna have that either way. I just realized the Nuggets they won their last 10 games of the season.
Yes, Jokic has been playing on the MVP level. That's why he's been rising. Yes, they have.
But I think either way, this series goes 7.
But I'm gonna take Denver.
You're taking Denver?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense. They are the higher seed.
Jokic gonna get
the best player.
You don't think Jokic replays Rudy Gobert hitting a fadeaway jumper on him in that conference finals? I mean, in that conference semifinals a few years ago.
I do remember that. I don't know if Jokic is the grudge holding time. I don't trust me. I think he's gonna come to play.
Oh yeah.
I think more so Anthony Edwards. He's the one that you don't want to mess with, man. I think he's the one that's gonna see Jokic have 50 one of those games, and he's gonna say, you know what, I got to do it too. I just got that confidence in him.
Oh yeah.
So we both saying it's gonna go 7.
I think this is gonna be the most entertaining series.
I have to agree
of the first round because it's just gonna be straight. It's gonna be just straight buckets.
I'm gonna take the Wolves in this. Yeah, one.
I feel like this series for me is gonna be. I think whoever can stay the most healthiest, but I do think it can be the Nuggets.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Like I mean, that's really what 7-game series are.
Yeah.
Because either way. You know what I'm saying? If one of those guys does go down, then it probably is a 6-game series in favor of the other.
Yeah, or even in another case, if Jokic doing his thing, Ant doing his thing, but Julius Randle's struggling, and Jamal Murray goes off.
And that is the difference right there.
Boom.
Because we've known Jamal Murray to be a playoff riser as well. We've known Julius Randle be a playoff struggler.
Remember, the Nuggets are champions.
Yeah, we've seen them do it. Maybe that is, the difference. You want your team to be able to win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just riding with the confidence of that guy, man. The one we've seen it before. I'm riding with it. To touch into this other series, though.
And of course, the last one is gonna be
this one. You said the last one was more entertaining.
So yeah, I ain't even think about it. this is going to be probably the most watched series of the first round.
Yeah, that's the right way. Everyone's gonna
KD
have their eyes
versus
on it.
Bron 4. It's so crazy. I've got to see this 4 times in my lifetime.
This is like peak too.
And a fun fact: this is the first time it's not in the finals too.
Really? Yeah, because they've always been opposite conferences.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this is a first round matchup. Man, I wonder who's really gonna come with it more. Because this is something.
Like I said, I just feel like KD's legacy is on the line. Like in a sense of just how people already view him.
Yeah.
If you can't beat, essentially, I hate to say Bron and friends
Mhm.
because he's not gonna have, which he's not gonna have Luka or
Luka and
Reeves.
They
So,
will be out for most of the first round.
And if you can't get it done with technically in this case having the more talented roster because you got your guys other than Van Vliet, Adams,
Mhm.
but if you can't get it done, then it's like, what else do you need?
I have to agree with you there. I think some people still are questioning LeBron's legacy as well. I think that they're crazy for doing that. But I wonder, like, what does he think about it? Does he take it as like, oh, I need to go out and beat KD? Probably not. But either way, I think, like you said, this will be one of the most watched.
But I'm
just
don't-
gonna take the Rockets.
Yeah, and I don't think the Lakers are getting swept. That's not happening.
No, definitely not.
I
Not
think,
by this team.
but I think it might be a gentleman's sweep.
You think it's gonna go 5?
Wait, I'm gonna take that back because the Lakers do have home court advantage. The Lakers do have home court advantage, and the Lakers do play pretty good at home. But I'm expecting LeBron to be. I mean, LeBron's been hooping the last 2 games. I expect LeBron to be on a different level in this series.
Who's the better coach? Because I'm really thinking about it. Like, Ime is known for getting the best out of his guys, but JJ Redick's still fairly new. We've seen some success from him. We've seen some things not work. Can he find a hole in this Rockets team?
And
because the Rockets have weaknesses.
Yeah, but in the end, remember last year he was heavily criticized for how he coached in that first round against the Timberwolves last year.
Because wasn't there one half when he just played the whole 5 guys the whole time? He didn't make a single sub. Like, I don't know if stuff like that is gonna work, but to me, the Rockets are not this impenetrable OKC-like team where they've got everything figured out. There's a weakness there. You just got to break it down, figure out what it is, and take your advantage.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm gonna say Rockets in 6. I'll go 6.
In 6,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with the Lakers having home court, that kind of gives them a little more hope. But yeah, I'm still gonna go Rockets.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to build off of that? Well, nah, because we'd have to see how this play-in goes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really excited for it. Tomorrow night will be the first 2 games of it. We need to get to it, man. I'm ready for these playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, you want to make predictions on those?
On the play-in?
Yeah, since they're finalized now.
Yeah, the finalized, we've got Heat versus Hornets. I think we touched on this last episode.
Yeah, because the East ones really stayed the same.
Yeah. So I think you had Hornets, I had Heat, and then the other one was
We
Magic
both had
Sixers.
Sixers,
Yeah, we both got Sixers. I'm actually gonna be, because as disappointing as the Magic are, the Sixers are always the team that disappoint me, bro. So I'm gonna be so upset if they lose to the Magic. Not even because I'm a fan, just because there's no reason y'all should.
Yeah.
There's no reason. And then out west, Blazers Suns. Suns are gonna be at home.
Which we thought it was gonna be Suns Clippers, but
I like this matchup a little bit more for the Suns.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think against the Clippers they would have had more of a struggle, being that like who was going to contain Kawhi Leonard.
Oh yeah.
But now that shifted to Denny Avdija, I think the Suns are well equipped to guard that. They probably win this game.
Yeah. That's
and
gonna
then Clippers Warriors is the last one.
Yeah, I just think Kawhi gonna take over.
Yeah. Simple
I
as
just
that.
see, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Steph Curry pulls Steph Curry. You never know. But I think Kawhi's gonna take over.
Honestly, what I'm expecting is Steph Curry is gonna have himself a tie. Like he'll probably have at least 30, maybe a 40 ball.
But
I still think they're gonna lose.
Yeah, unless like pods pop off as well.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, as he's had a great season, his best season so far of his career, but I'm still waiting to see if there is another level, if he's a player that I could really expect to be what the Warriors are trying to have him be, if that makes sense. As of now, not really. Now, let's get into the main portion of the episode, man. The awards.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is the best part.
Let's get to it. You want to start with the main one? Just hop right in?
Yeah, we can go straight down.
Straight down. So MVP, I got a little list here. Just go ahead and tell me, who is your winner?
As much as I want to be biased and say Jaylen Brown, I mean, this player has had one of the most historic guard seasons we have ever seen.
I already know where it's going.
He plays on the best team in the league.
Yep.
He just won a championship, Finals MVP. I mean, I know this is a very arguable race, but it's SGA, man. I got to go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Can't blame you on that. Shai, I don't know how much I talk about it, but he is my favorite player. His game has always just been so beautiful to watch. And then when you see somebody who's got that much like entertainment value,
yeah,
and then they're elite, he does it consistently, gets buckets, consistently wins games. Can't blame you. But I ultimately went with my winner, Victor Wembanyama.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that
and
people
I won't fight you on that. Like,
people won't like it as much. Some people won't. Because I'm valuing a lot of Wemby's defense, and this is not no knock on Shai because he's a good defender, but Wemby, and this is maybe a little bit of a spoiler, he's my DPOY winner too. Like, when you're that good, that much of a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball, where you're shutting teams down from even thinking about shooting, and then you can go on the other end of the floor and be the number one option consistently, run the offense on your team consistently.
It's insane just watching him just literally attack. Like, the way he's attacked the rim this season, we didn't see that a lot of last season.
I love it. That is all I was asking for, man. But then at that same time, while he decreased his attempts, he didn't lose his 3-point shot. He's still a very good shooter. Still has all the skill.
Yeah, but I'm just more happy that he did what people want him to do.
Yeah.
Show me you're the 7-foot monster.
And
like,
he is.
He
is. I'm telling you,
he definitely is.
In all the games this season where I feel like it mattered, during that late stretch in March, I felt like they seen the Pistons, the Nuggets, the Lakers, like whoever it was, they would just win. And Wemby was giving 40 balls, and
you know what's so crazy? He's already passed all the Spurs legends in 40-point games.
In 40-point games, I believe it.
When I seen that graphic, I'm like, yo.
Because you got to think also under like the Popovich era, no one guy was really like doing everything. Yeah. It was always like a team thing, so it makes sense.
Unless they got in the finals, then Tim Duncan had to remind people why he's Tim Duncan.
Hey.
Like, I hate when people try to play with Tim Duncan. It genuinely gets on my nerves. Tim Duncan and D Wade, those are the two. It just gets on my nerves.
Hey man, a little bit of unk show.
No, no, literally, like, bro. But
But I heard something today that somebody said that. I guess like some people think that unk means uncool. Like, they call you unk, they calling you uncle.
Like, no, they're calling you old, buddy. They're calling you old. They're calling you old, buddy. No, bro. They're calling us old. As soon as you turn 20, they're calling you unk. Like, it's insane.
Wemby unk.
Like, come on,
but now to round out the list, Wemby, I had Shai number 2. Because like you just said, he's been as great as he has.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. Technically, he didn't meet the 65 game requirements.
But Luka,
I got Luka in there, man, because I think he's gonna appeal, and he's been the main driving force of the Lakers all season. And then I got Jokic 4 as well, because just like you said, I mean,
Nuggets
dominant.
Like, come on,
dominant. The reason he did just like drop the 4 to me, I feel like that stretch where he did miss the games, Jamal Murray really stepped up, and Peyton Watson, the team kind of took care of it for him. So I kind of find value in some of the other players more because of that. But that's just that. DPOY, like I said, Wemby's my winner.
Yeah, I had Wemby too. Yeah. I definitely had Wemby.
Yeah, that one's pretty unanimous. I had also Chet Holmgren and Scotty Barnes as 2 and 3.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes was definitely a sleeper.
I mean, he's one of, like, he definitely would get one of these awards if Wemby is not eligible or for whatever, like he missed one of these seasons, I think Scotty's gonna win one, bro. He's all over the floor. He can guard literally any position. Like, they throw that term around. He can really guard a 1 through a 5 with his speed and his size and all that. So, he's up there. And then, the Thunder, they just like the best defense. So, that's why Chet's up there. 6th man of the year? Who's your winner?
It was low key between and Cap. It was underrated for me because the Thunder got like 3 people on their bench that can win.
I got one guy though.
That was
he's
win.
my winner, and he's my winner. AJ Mitchell.
You had AJ Mitchell
off that bench.
I was low key leaning Kaysen Wallace, but
I love Kaysen, bro. I can't blame him for that. But that's crazy that their team is that good.
No, insane.
I just feel like, to me, AJ Mitchell, he takes more of the score.
But no, my winner was actually Pritchard.
Yeah,
it was Pritchard.
That makes sense.
It was Pritchard, yeah.
It's more of a scoring guard who really take over the offense. So same thing. And then that's why my second place was Jaime Jaquez, because even though he's not a guard, he does that same thing. He kind of leads the offense when he comes in.
He definitely has improved his game this year.
Just unfortunately, the Heat were just not good. So it's like, how good of a 6-man can you be on a bad team? But hey, we got a chance, man. Count it. And then number 3, man, show some love to Beef Stew, man. Isaiah Stewart. The Pistons were the best team out east. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. Even when Cade didn't play, they were still winning. That's because that man Beef Stew come off that bench and play 20 minutes, and he shut everything down, bro.
Oh yeah.
And then he'll put hands on you if you need to. If you need to.
He enforcer.
To move on to the next award, though, what you got for MIP? There's a lot of guys.
No, it really is a lot of guys. Keontae George has done his thing. But for me, I said it last week, it's Dylan Brooks for me.
It's
Dylan Brooks for me.
I love it because he was a guy that was known as a defensive first player, and then he came to the Suns, and not only did he add a bunch of defense to that team, but
just elevated his bag and he became a scorer.
Yeah, a real scorer.
He's kind of been a scorer because go watch his Oregon tape. I'm telling you,
the NBA is a different level, man.
Yes, but I feel like he's just really. He finally get a chance to really show, like, hey, go watch my Oregon tape. I've been doing this. Like, but I'm just happy that he finally got a role where he could be a secondary to Devin Booker. Okay, Book, you gonna have your thing. Okay, let me go add an extra little 20 to that.
And then even some nights he was the primary guy for them. Book missed a lot of games. I think he's actually short of a 65 this year. Yeah. But Dylan Brooks, a lot of those nights, man, he was putting up 20s, 30s even to get them some of those wins. Yeah. So my winner though was that guy in Atlanta, Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Oh yeah, this could really go either way. Like,
and I think he broke the record for most 3-pointers made by a Hawk in a season. So shout out to him, man.
But he finally got the. I mean, like I said, he came from a team where he was looked at as like one of the role guys.
Yeah, like 6th or 7th man.
Yeah, and then now he's on a team where he gets to really be a scorer.
He's the lead guard, essentially. Yeah, and I love to see it for him. I just hope, maybe the Hawks can show us. I'd like to see what you said happen in the first round because that proves that what they're doing is really something, And I also want to mention Denny Avdia for most improved. Oh, yeah. He had a big jump. Like, I didn't realize last year he was only averaging like 17.
Somebody said he was promised the award like 100,000 years ago. I said, y'all are wild, bro. Y'all are wild, bro.
But he did jump up to like 24, so I mean he probably could win it too. I just he doesn't have my vote, unfortunately. And then the last player award that I got, I don't even know if you got one. The Clutch Player of the Year.
Clutch Player of the Year.
And to be honest, I didn't deep dive too much into this. I gave it to Shai.
Yeah, they're probably gonna get at the Shai. I was thinking between probably like him. Or maybe like Luka. Luka had a few games where he kind of had to win the game, but they're probably good to Shai. Just Shai had a few game winners,
and that's the thing. So Shai had like the actual game winner in closeout games, and then I looked at some of the total like clutch points for the season, which is like if it's less than a 2-possession game inside 2 minutes, I think it's clutch points. And Shai lead the league with like 147 or something.
Jesus,
I know, crazy. But Tyrese Maxey was like right behind him, so I got him.
Yeah, I ain't even think about it.
Maxey.
So I think didn't he win it last year? Or was it?
No.
And I think he was in consideration
He
last
might
year
have
for it.
been.
Y'all could
Or Jalen Brunson won.
Oh yeah, it was
last year. I
Jalen
think it was
Brunson.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson, yeah. But Maxey, he's always up there too because he's a very similar guy. And then same with Jamal Murray.
Oh yeah.
Another one I put in there. Just steps up when needed. I think we're gonna see a lot of that in the postseason.
Yeah.
But yeah, regular season award, so we'll give it to SGA. And then last one, man, this is a good one. I feel like we can really have a debate about.
Yes.
The coach of the year.
It is a few names that can go out there.
Yeah. Because I just want to take a look at the standings. Obviously, Mark Daigneault got them at the 1 seed. Mitch Johnson got them the Spurs way better than most people expected.
Yes.
So I think he's definitely one of the favorites.
Yes.
David Adelman's out there, JJ Redick, I think Jordan Ott for the Suns had some consideration, but probably not going to finish up top. Then out east, you got like JB Bickerstaff for the Pistons, Joe Mazzulla for the Celtics.
60 wins in a gap year.
56, but close enough.
Oh, yeah.
But I was going to say Mike Brown. I don't really think I want Mike Brown in that conversation. So
yeah, because Knicks fans hate him.
We'll just stop
the Knicks fans hate him.
We'll just stop it right there.
But you can also think about the Hawks and the Hornets.
Quinn Snyder, David, that is David Lee, the Hornets coach, right?
Yeah.
That, I definitely...
Yo, bro, I don't know why. Just when I think of the Hornets, bro, I just would never forget that Jordan meme, bro. Kimba said super max, so I said super hell no. I'm gonna put it in there for y'all.
Bad,
it is,
my bad,
bro. Oh, that is a top 5 meme of all time, bro. It's just a picture of Jordan in a press conference, and it said Kimber said super max. I said super hell no.
Don't you think? Ain't it crazy that Kimber might be the greatest player of all time?
Yeah, more than Michael LaMelo ended up passing him soon, but for right now,
soon,
but
because what. I don't know why I'm randomly feeling like disrespecting Kemba Walker.
Yeah,
but he wasn't no like up there kind of. He wasn't really no top 10 player.
He took to the playoffs that 1 year, but
year, right? He wasn't ever no top 10 player in the league or nothing like that. But to be the greatest player in the franchise history,
Jordan was not coming off that money. It's just the meme itself, because he didn't really say that, but it was just the when. Dad joke. I remember this when he got sent to the Celtics. That's why he said, Kimber said super max. That will forever be funny, but as far as like coach of the year, as much as I want to say Joe Mazzulla just for how the season started with the Celtics being 0-3,
crazy
but at the same time, 2 years ago the Pistons were the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
And now they have the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And I have to give it to JB Bickerstaff.
And last year he was their coach. When they were the worst team in the NBA, they had, was it still Monty Williams? Or I'll be forgetting about Monty Williams. Did they have somebody in between, or was he their last? They fired him before they got JB.
Yeah, no, it was Monty Williams.
Because after they got JB, that's when they went on that 6 seed run last year.
Yeah.
And then now the best team out east.
Yeah.
He's my winner for the award.
Yeah, I have to give it to JB Bickerstaff. Much as I want to be biased and say Mazzulla, it's JB Bickerstaff.
But I think Mazzulla does have a great case as well. Like you said, this was supposed to be a gap year for the Celtics. Tatum did end up coming back, but it wasn't expected. We didn't know when. We thought, okay, they might not try to win every game they can. And Joe Mazzulla said, no, we're going to go out there and play with our guys that we got and win 56 games. And they did it. So, one more guy, obviously, didn't want to gloss over him. Third on my list, Mitch Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, Spurs have just been elite all year. And as great as all the players, Wemby and Stephon Castle have been, it all obviously has to be orchestrated by something. You've got all these elite talents. You've got to put them somewhere. You got to make your rookie point guard feel comfortable somehow. And Mitch Johnson somehow gets it done. So,
all right. And before we end this episode, we are going to make our official NBA Finals predictions. This is going to be one of the most competitive. Well, we kind of say that every year, but I do think this year's going to be one of the most competitive.
I don't
years.
think there's just like a clear like last year. I feel like OKC was like a clear favorite.
Yeah,
I think Boston was the clear favorite the year they won. Y'all won.
The Nuggets were the clear favorite the year they won. So I
definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like this is one of those years where you could say like 3 or 4 teams, and you might not be crazy by saying any of them. You know?
Yeah.
So who do you got?
I do think I have us coming out of the East
Okay.
because I think our experience will show.
I think you might be right.
I know you've been riding the Spurs all year and you're going to stick to it, and I respect
I think
that.
I'm gonna have to.
But I just think when it comes down to it, it's Shea gonna turn it up in the playoffs, and I think it will be the Thunder and the Celtics.
I absolutely.
I think that matchup will finally happen.
Which is the one everyone's been waiting.
Yeah,
for.
other than Nuggets Celtics, which should have happened in 2023, but I've let it go. I've let it go. I've let it go. Oh my God, that was a I was so
3%.
I'm
3%.
bro.
You don't
that
know,
was
bro.
that was a miserable. That was a miserable 3 weeks of my life.
That might have been the greatest 3 weeks.
No, I think my bad. The games 1 through 3 was probably the most miserable 2 weeks of my life. I would think that. Oh my God.
You're talking about in that conference finals, right?
Yes, when y'all went up 3-0.
Oh my.
After game 3, I genuinely crashed out. I said there's no way we are down 3-0 right now. Like, are we serious? Like, it was
like Grant Williams was the funniest person in the world to me, bro. I just look at that man and just started like,
are we serious right now?
What
And
a great
then
time to be a
game
fan.
6 when Smart the tip in by Derek White. I'm like, yo,
no, that was the worst day of my life.
Bro, no, I was watching that live,
oh my God,
bro.
I was too.
I was at the house, bro. I'm like, yo,
oh my God.
I thought the season was
I thought he
over,
would get it
bro.
off,
And I
and
said,
then
no
they
way,
reviewed
Derek
it.
White just clutched that, bro.
Bro, I was so mad when I
That's,
seen it. I was. So
that was
mad.
crazy. But nah, but I think it will be the Thunder and the Celtics.
I like that. I wish I wanted to pick somebody other than the Celtics. Like, in the back of my mind, I want to say that
Detroit
Cleveland
has
is going to do it.
Oh yeah, because I say they have the most. To me, they have the most other like win now team.
Yeah, and yeah, because I really think their team is better than the Knicks. That earlier in the season, I was talking a lot of mess about Cleveland. And this is before they made their moves and all the stuff like that. But I didn't really trust them in the things that they have showed us before.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, bro, I think I'm gonna do it. Cavs coming out of the East.
You picking Cleveland? I was mad seeing Donovan Mitchell in the finals.
I almost regret that immediately. Cavs coming out of the East, Spurs coming out of the West. And you know why? Is because the Spurs and the Thunder are going to match up in the conference finals. And they're going to do the same thing they did in the regular season and shut that down and put belt to ass, unfortunately.
He's sticking with Spurs. He said Spurs all season.
I think in that conference finals, Shea might average like 40 or something. But I think team defense is what matters the most. Like, if he
and
has
then
40
it's been shown, Wemby shuts down Chet.
That's what I'm saying. Chet has 5. J-Dub got 6 points. And AJ Mitchell, he's their second leading scorer with 11 points. Like, I think the Spurs are winning a lot of those games like that. So, that's why I'm going to take them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I do think that will be the conference finals.
I'm ready for it. I really hope it is. I mean, we could have a couple other interesting matchups, like the Nuggets going back would always be good. Or by the time, like if the Lakers do get that far, obviously Luka would be healthy by then.
Yeah.
So that would be very entertaining. But we got to see them make it out the first round first.
Yeah. Remember, the winner of that plays the Thunder. So yeah,
that'd be a rough one.
Ooh.
Luka versus Shea though. Have we seen that yet?
Yeah, Luka. Luka got him in 24 when they went to the finals.
Yeah. See, so that
that's crazy. 3 number 1 seeds in a row for the Thunder is.
That's dominance, bro. That's dominance. Anything else to wrap up our predictions?
I think that's it, man. We got everything ready. We just got to sit back and just let the games happen, and let's see how it's gonna go.
Ready for it.
I'm so ready.
Hopefully, things turn out nice, and we will have a banger-filled episode to bring to y'all next week.
Oh yeah, we'll discuss game 1s, potentially game 2s. Depends on when it'll be game 1s.
And we'll definitely know obviously the play-ins will be wrapped by then, so we can throw some predictions on the
and
rest
we'll probably
of the series too.
Next week's video will probably be filmed on a Tuesday, just because I know there'll probably be some game 1s on Monday.
Okay.
Because the playoffs technically start, I think, Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the official game 1 starts Saturday. So it probably will be a Monday game.
So y'all will get like a mid-series recap of like everything going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we'll touch more up on it. But
All right.
appreciate y'all tuning in to another
Hey,
episode.
man, make sure y'all. Oh yeah, you know you gotta tell them what to do.
Man, you gotta like. What you gotta do? Subscribe. Gotta comment. Yeah.
Share it to a friend. Send it to anybody.
Your family, your mother,
Hey.
your dog if they got a phone for some reason. Do it, man. Let's get out.
Hey
From way
man,
downtown. No OT tonight.
Boy, it's out the mud.